Hi everyone, this is Teacher John, and right now we will be discussing our lesson 2, which is evaluating functions. This is for the class of General Mathematics um, for STEM and TVL Maritime in the University of the Visayas. So this is a sort of reference video. This is for the students na naay internet connection or walay stable connection sa ilang internet connectivity, or we call it intermittent connection, kanang magputol-putol dili stable. Okay, so lesson 2 is evaluating function. So we will try, not really try, but we will do solving. Ako ipakita ninyo. So natay, kung makita ninyo kini diri nga part is diha na to i-solve ang certain problem. Okay, so let's proceed. Okay, so let's try to read this one first. So evaluating a function means replacing the variable in a function. So in this case, ang x. Okay, and with a value from a function's domain and computing for the result. To denote that we are evaluating f, excuse me, in any text. Okay. To denote that we are evaluating f at a for some a in the domain of f, we write f of a. If one thinks of a function, if one thinks of a function as a function machine, and evaluating a function is analogous to providing our machines with a valid input. Now let's have some example. So in order for you to really see how to evaluate a certain function, so we have example number 1, and in an example number 1 we have 5 examples. Alright, so evaluate the following functions. So meron tayong 5 functions at i-try natin i-evaluate. Okay, let's continue here. Evaluate the following function at x is equal to 1.5. Now the value of x is 1.5, so what we are trying to do here is to evaluate a certain function by substituting this value of x. Okay, so let's try letter A. So we have f, you can see it in this side, no, here. Okay, sa atong whiteboard. So we have f of x is equal to 2x plus 1. Okay, kana. Now let's try to evaluate this function by substituting the value of x, which is 1.5. So this would become f 1.5. Alright, kamo na lay sabot sa atong tuldok ha, kay di siya matuldogon, mura siya mapadlis. Okay, now we have 2. The x would be 1.5. Okay. Now we have plus 1. So just copy this one, f of 1.5. Kay mao man ang atong gi-ansiran. Now 2 times 1.5, of course, is 3, then plus 1. Then this would become 4. So meaning, f of 1.5 is equal to 4. Sa daghang ilagay. Kalit lang ha, daghang ilagay. Okay, so let's continue. So letter B, we have q of x So let me clear this one first. So q of x, kuyawa sa forma sa q, now is equal to x squared minus 2x plus 2. Okay, so sunod nga ning natong buhaton na ato ang i-substitute ang 1.5. So this would become q 1.5. Now here we have 1.5 squared. Tuldok niya. Okay, now next we have minus 2 times 1.5, then the last is plus 2. Now next we have q of 1.5 is equal to 1.5 squared. That would be 2.25. Okay, that would become 2.25 minus 2 times 1.5. So 2 minus 1.5 is 3, or negative 3, because negative 2 times 1.5. Now plus 2. Okay, so add the positive para mailhan na to, and add those negative para mailhan na to. So since in this particular example, equation, 2.25 positive na, 2 positive pod. So this would become 4.25 and minus 3. So therefore this would become 1.25. So the final answer is 1.25. So q of 1.5. Okay, so muna siya guys. Alright, so the final answer for the q of x is 1.25. Now let's try to answer letter C, the g of x. Okay, it's equal to square root of x minus 1. Now the value of x is 1.5, so that will become g of 1.5 so equal to the square root of 1.5 minus 1 minus 1. Okay, so this would become g of 1.5 equal square root of 1.5 minus 1, that become 0.5. Wait, sorry, my bad, it's not minus, I'm sorry, this should be plus here. Okay, that would be positive 1 or plus 1, so this would become plus 1. Okay, so 1.5 plus 1, this would become 2.5. Okay, so g of 1.5, that's it. That would be your final answer. G of 1.5 is equal to the square root of 2.5. Since it's square root of 2.5, dili naman na ma-reduce nimo. So that would be your final answer. Okay, next is the r of x. So let's use yellow. Sakit sa mata. Ayaw lang na. Kinilang violet. R of x is equal to 2x plus 1 all over x minus 1. Okay, so what are we gonna do is to substitute first. This will become 2 of 1.5 so can point plus 1 and all over 1.5 minus 1. Okay, now next we have r of 1.5 ato na lang ng 1.5 diha. Then this would become 2 times 1.5, that would become 3, then plus 1. Then next is 1.5 minus 1, that would be 0.5 or 0.5. 0.5 basi abi nilag kama no, 0.5. Okay, so 3 plus 1, that would become 4, and this would become 0.5. Okay, now 4 divide 0.5 or 0.5, that would become 8. So r of 1.5 is equal to 8, and that would be your final answer. Yay, final answer. So next example, we have letter E. So f of x is equal to x with a floor function or the greatest integer function plus 1, where x we call that one floor function, okay, or greatest integer function. So let's try that particular example. So that would be capital letter F of x is equal to floor function x, then plus 1. Yes, that's plus 1. And let's substitute 1.5 and equal to the floor function of 1.5. So anything, guys, that is in a floor function, even if it is 1.9, 1.8, 1.1, 1.5, this will always be the whole number here. That would be always be 1 plus 1. Even if it is 1.9, that would be the ruling for that. So this will become f of 1.5 is equal to 2, and that would be your final answer. Ayun, saan man nila mga ilaga. Alright, next, let's proceed to the not the sit work example number 3. So in example number 3, we have this one. Evaluate the following function where f and q are as defined in example number 1. So gamito na to ang example number 1 katong ganiha, from A to E. Tanawon lang nato kung unsa nga function yang gusto. So in letter A here in the example 3 ang f. So f of x, ang x niya kay mahimo siyang 3x minus 1. Now letter B is q of x, ang iyang x mahimo 2x plus 3. Now ato na siyang i-evaluate. So ilisan to natong tanan, instead ilisan to natong tanan x for the f for the f first. For the f function, ilisan na to ang x of 3x minus 1. Okay, so let's clear this one first. And our original for function, that would be f of x, 2x plus 1. Okay, so ang atong buhaton para ma-evaluate na, since mao man ang ato ang original function, equation, we're going to replace all the x into 3x minus 1. So this would become like this: f of 3x minus 1. Now, so meaning in every x, guys, we're going to change it into 3x minus 1. So this will become 2, just copy. Then kana nga x, ilisa na natog 3x minus 1. So that would become like this: 3, let me use this, 3x minus 1. Okay, now that will become plus 1. So yun yung ginamit natin. So mo na itong gibuhat. Now next is we're going to simplify. So in order for us to answer this particular problem, so we have we're going to what we call this one, distribute. Okay, so 2 times 3x, that would be 6x. Then 2 times negative 1, that would be 2. Then copy the plus 1. Okay, now we have the answer. No, just simplify. Napatay constant. Napatay, constant numbers. So this will become 6x negative 2 plus 1, that would be negative 1. So f of 3x minus 1 would equal to 6x minus 1. Okay, so that would be your answer, 6x minus 1. Now for the second letter, or the problem, letter B, that would be q. Let's write the original equation first. That would be q of x equal to x squared minus 2x, and that would be plus 2. Now the problem here in example number 3, we need to change all the x into 2x plus 3. Okay, so meaning in every x, guys, ilisa na itong 2x plus 3. So this would become 2x plus 3, and that being powered by 2 minus 2 times 2x plus 3. Okay, then ang sumpay na dire plus 2. Okay, mo na ang sumpay ha, kaya di na masigo. Now here, kung mag-equal ko diha, dapita, so this would become, kung nakahinumdum mo unsaon atong buhaton nga ni is kining first term atong square. Again, atong butangan og line color para ma-emphasize. Ang una natong buhaton kini atong i-square, sunod natong buhaton kining 2, kini ni ang power, atong i-times ani, tapos atong i-times ani. Then sunod natong buhaton si 3 may i-square. Okay, so ang akong buot pasabot ingani, guys, 2x squared, that would become 4x squared. Diba? Now, sunod natong buhaton is 2 times 2x, that would become 4x. 4x times 3, that would become 12x. Okay. Now, next, 3 squared, that would become positive 9. Okay, so muna siyang kanang grupo ha, ato sa ibutang o box. Then, here, negative 2. So, ato ang gamitan og line color. Ang atong buhaton, guys, is to distribute kana, then kana. Okay, take note sa ato ang symbol since na negative. So this would become wait, kung sa color magamit, okay, violet sa blue. Okay, this would become negative 2 times 2x, that would become negative 4x. Negative 2 times positive 3, that would become negative 6. Then ato sa siyang i-box, pwede na lang di kay dili man siya multiplication na. Okay, pero kung ato na siyang i-box, why problema. Now here ato pang sumpaya na atong himuan og green plus 2. Okay, now let's try to simplify. So this one will become 4x squared plus take note 12x same variable or for same term. 12x minus 4x, that would become 8x. 4, 8, 12 sakto. Positive 8x. Positive siya kay dako man si 12 compared ni 4. So positive man ang 12, so therefore that would become positive 8x. Next is 9 minus 6. That would become minus 3. Natin nalimtan. 9 plus 2, 11. 11 minus 6, that would become positive 5. Okay, so meaning that would be our final answer. So this one, 4x squared plus 8x 4x squared plus 8x plus 5. So muna itong tubag ani nga problem, guys. Okay, so that would be all for the evaluating of function. Let's have another problem here. Let's make it in a separate video. Okay.